What a surprise awaited Pharaoh's daughter. Parashat Shemot describes how she saw a basket on the waters of the river Nile. She drew the basket towards herself, vatiftach, and she opened it. Vatir'eu et hayeled. She saw there was a child in it. Vehinei nar bocher, behold, it was a lad who was crying. Vatomer, she exclaimed, Mi aldei ha'ivrim zeh, this must be one of the Hebrew children. I have two questions on this passage. First of all, in one and the same statement, Moshe is described as being a yeled and a na'ar. When she saw him, he was a child. When he cried, it was the cry of a lad. And secondly, how did she know that this was one of the Hebrew children? The Rabbi of Sokochov explains as follows. When a baby cries, the cry is for itself. It's hungry, it's thirsty, perhaps it's uncomfortable or in pain. At a later time, a child develops the powers of empathy, through which the child's cry can be for the suffering and pain of others. Pharaoh's daughter noticed something quite extraordinary about baby Moses. When he was crying, it was the cry of a na'ar, of a lad. Yes, he had so much to fear and to be uncomfortable about, but he was in tune with the suffering of his people at that time. And therefore she knew, Mi aldei ha'ivrim zeh, this must be one of the Hebrew children, because she was aware that this was a hallmark of the Jewish nation, having the capacity to always feel the suffering of others. Later on, Moshe went out to become a shepherd, and he cared for every single one of his sheep. At an older age, he emerged from the palace of Pharaoh. To seek his brethren, he saw a fellow Hebrew being struck by an Egyptian taskmaster. He was just about to be killed, and Moshe saved his life. Then he went on to a well-site in Midian, where he stood up for the rights and privileges of total strangers, the 7 daughters of Jethro. Moshe was somebody who empathized with others, who was there for their sake, who was willing to put his head above the parapet in order to serve the needs of people around him. And it is here that the Torah presents to us the makings of a truly great leader. People who care about those around them. That's the type of person that Moshe was from the earliest stages of his infancy. And that's why he became our greatest leader of all time. A true leader is not somebody who is constantly concerned about his or her own power, but rather somebody who's genuinely concerned about others. And that's why they are in their positions of leadership, to care for those around them. Shabbat Shalom.